In this video, I'm going to take a look at some of the popular directory WordPress themes for WordPress. Hi, my name is Adam from WPCrafter.com, where I make WordPress videos for non-techies. If you enjoy the content in this video, I'd like to ask you to maybe click on that subscribe button, and if you'd like notifications of new video uploads, there's a little bell off to the side of it. Click on that and YouTube will notify you when I upload new videos. So I'm going to talk about directory themes, and if you're not sure what a directory theme is, just think of maybe Yelp or think of Travelocity. These are websites that list things like businesses, but they can list other things. It gives people an opportunity to write reviews, and there's a bunch of other different features in these types of websites. And you can actually build these with WordPress, and there are specific themes made for WordPress that are going to make it super easy to pull these off. Now, the three main themes that I'm going to look at in this video, they're all available on ThemeForest. And first, I'm going to take a look at Listafie. Oops, let me scroll up to the top. Listafie right here. Then I'm going to take a look at Listable. And then I'm going to take a look at Listings Pro. And I'm going to talk about these three. I'm going to talk about some of the considerations with them and some of the differences between these to help you make a decision. Now, obviously, I know there are a lot more than these three that are available. There's plenty that are not even sold on ThemeForest. They're sold in third-party theme shops. The reason I'm taking a look at these three is because these are the three most popular. These are the three most widely used. These are the three with the largest user bases. And all the other ones, they're just kind of little fringe side projects I've experienced that theme shops have, not their main core expertise or business. That's why I would stick to these three. Now, a lot of the functionality and the complexity that goes into having one of these directory sites, you can maybe do custom, but I do like to do things custom, but this thing's a little more complex than that, and there's a lot of considerations. So even though you could probably figure it out and build something that's custom, I don't recommend it when it comes to a directory site because there's a lot of different components to it and there's a lot of different considerations. So first, let's take a look at Listafie, and what I'm going to do actually at the end of this video is pick the one that I think is the best, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video of me setting that up that will probably go out maybe next week. So let's get started. So the first one is Listafie. Now, I will say the first two I'm going to look at, they require several third-party plugins in order to get the full functionality out of it. So this is the Listafie theme right now. It's normally not $39. I think it's normally $59. It's just on sale probably for a couple days because they just had version 2 of this released. It's made by Astoundify, and they make great stuff. They know what they're doing with these types of themes. They have another one called Jobify, which is probably the #1 theme if you want a job website, and I've gone through and set that up before. Very clean code. I really like right here that it's 100% GPL licensed. So anyways, they just released a version 2 of this. They're a rock solid company. And just in case you didn't know, if you order any theme on ThemeForest, you're technically only supposed to install it on one website, although with this one you can install on more than one, but they only come with 6 months of support, and then you can continue paying if you want support. I think it's only maybe $20 or so every 6 months, and these are kind of themes that you might want to have that extra bit of support. So anyways, this one comes with a few design packs. There's 2 different design options. And they're right here, and they say they got some more coming out. They've got some style kits, drag and drop. But what is pretty interesting here is, and I think it's the main difference between this theme and the last one that I'm going to be talking about in this video, is that this one depends on third-party plugins that are available, and these do come at an additional cost. So even though you pay, say, $60 for the theme, there's more that it's going to need in order to have it work the way that the demo works. But what's really powerful, and all three of these are going to do it, they have a listing claim system. So if you put a business in there, the business owner can go in there and claim that listing. They can also submit their own listing. They can get well, look at this, subscriptions. Okay, for subscriptions, that's if you want to sell the ability to list your business and manage that page, you can sell that as a subscription. This is one of the things that are going to require an additional plugin. And what's nice about this is it has advertising system built into it. There's also a way to have it so it can take reservations. It can facilitate booking appointments. And of course, you can sell these listings. There's an important distinction, though, when it comes to the appointment booking or paying for reservations and things like that. I'll talk about that in a moment. What's really nice is it supports all of these different plugins, but that's a pro, and that could also be a con. The pro is you're using the best of the best that's available. The con is it comes at an additional expense that's usually an annual expense because you're going to need to renew for updates, and you need to get these things working together. Sometimes they might not always work well together. If one pushes out an update, it might break something over here. So these are things to think about. So you can get this to work with Faucet WP. I know that's like $80 in Gravity Forms. That's probably like $40 and up. Contact Form 7's free, Ninja Forms. But here's what are some of the things that really make this expensive. You have the WooCommerce bookings. That I think is like $300. Product vendors, WooCommerce subscriptions. I know that's like $200, and they have various payment gateways. But what's really nice about that is if you're using WooCommerce, there's so many things you can get to extend WooCommerce at a cost, of course, but it supports so many different payment processors. So anyways, here's what the theme actually looks like, and you're going to notice they all kind of look the same. So right here, it's just got this video playing, and we can scroll down. This is just one of the demos, but you're going to notice they all look the same. They all have this big call to action search area right here, right when you go to the website, and it's going to have these businesses here. Let's go ahead and look at one, and even the listing pages all look very similar. So here is a listing on this site right here, and this one actually has the booking integrated in it. The only thing I really personally don't like about the booking solution that you find in this, number one, the cost of WooCommerce, but if you're actually going to collect the money and charge for, say, a hotel reservation, maybe it's a site about hotel reservations, you as the site owner need to collect the money, and then whatever deal you have with the hotel or the bed and breakfast, then you give them their portion. I would think that some of these businesses would be a little reluctant to let you collect the money, and then you would obviously keep a cut. And then there's also tax implications and things like that, having all this money flow through you. I personally wouldn't want that, but it's an option here. And so these are what reviews. People can come here and write reviews, and that is what that looks like right there. But check this out. I'm going to just give you a brief snapshot of what all of them look like. So this one's Listafie. This is the next one that I'm going to talk about, Listable. See how it just kind of all looks the same. And then right here is Listing Pro. Let me click on it. And they all just have a very similar look and feel to it. So this is Listafie. It's a real solid option. They really know what they're doing. Right now it's on sale, but by the time you're watching this video, this sale is probably over. Some of the pros are, number one, it's GPL. Number two, it has all of these things that you can easily integrate into it. But some of the negatives are it's going to come at an additional annual cost, and they might not always, plugins always work well together. Sometimes one puts out an update and it breaks something in another. Now let's take a look at Listable. Now Listable is going to be the more expensive of the bunch. This one is $85, and I actually am not opposed to them charging more than all the other ones because they're probably not selling the big massive volume. These aren't themes that are going to sell hundreds of thousands of copies. These will sell tens of thousands of copies. So I do like it sometimes when a theme is coming in at a higher cost. To me, it means that they have more money coming in, and they're going to be able to provide updates and support and constant improvements. Now, this one's been out a while as well. It's super popular, and you're going to see a lot of these things look the same. Now, this one's going to work a lot of the same ways as Listafie works, where you need these third-party plugins to get its full functionality that it talks about. So this is another one where you could list the listings and charge monthly fees for that, subscriptions and all that. But you can see right here, and they do a better job of being more transparent about it. You can see right here it says WooCommerce subscriptions. Then you need to get this premium plugin. Paid listings, you need to get this premium plugin, and these all add to the cost. So they are a rock solid team, $85. Let's see. I think there's a spot down here where it's going to list everything that you need in order to make it work the way that the demo works. Okay, we got our filtering system. This is one thing I personally actually haven't tested this theme outside of its demo. The other two I have used. This one I haven't used outside of its demo, but this is actually very interesting right here. And I like Beaver Builder, and it's saying that it works fine with Beaver Builder, but I question how well it works with Beaver Builder in building out the home pages and some of those modules. I really want to test that out myself, and I probably will do that, but I'll add that content to my blog post on this particular theme, which will be linked in the video description box down below. So, okay, here we go. Premium plugins illustrated in the demo. So each of these lines, you got to think cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's going to add to the annual cost of running this thing, which isn't necessarily so bad. WooCommerce bookings, WooCommerce subscriptions, and then you need this WP Job Manager and the different packages that come with that. I added this all up. You're probably looking at it maybe about a $600 per year directory site with all these different plugins that you need to get the full functionality to sell the listings, to sell subscriptions to the listings, and on and on. And also this claim listing functionality. Now let's take a look at its homepage right here. You can see they all kind of look the same. And you can obviously have a directory site for a number of types of businesses. You can see right here, there's for restaurants, for city centers, for shopping, all of that. It's a city directory, the way that it's set up in the demo. And I don't believe this one has multiple kind of demos, so you can have a demo for this niche or that niche. So here's what the listings look like. I'm going to go ahead and click on a listing right here, and they all kind of look the same, where you've got the area at the top with the images, and then you have the information on the business right there, and then their review system. So this is Listable. It's a rock solid developer. They have a lot of themes, and you can see this is already being used on over 6,000 websites. It's going to be a very reliable solution, and I trust it and recommend it, but it comes at that additional cost. So now let's take a look at Listings Pro. Now this is one of the newer themes that are providing this directory service, and this one really caught my eye when it first launched, because what they did is they looked at the best of both of those themes and all of the themes, and then they thought, how can we do this different? And then they came up with a whole different solution. So this right now, it's actually normally $69. It's on sale right now for $59. They have sales every now and then, so by the time you're looking at this, it might be $59, which is, or $69, which is a very good price for it. Now this is newer. It's only about a month and a half old, and they've already sold 1,100 copies of this. This, I think, in 6 months is going to overshadow the other two, and I'm going to explain why right here in a moment. So let's scroll down and take a look at this, and I'm going to comment as I scroll down. Now this is a complete solution, and what they're doing differently is you're not going to need to purchase and make all these plugins work together in order to get the full functionality out of this. They built it themselves. Now the pro in that is you're only having to deal with one company for support. There's also the benefit of not having to spend $600 per year and up for reoccurring subscriptions to plugins, and then you're dealing with 7 or 8 different developers of these different plugins to get them all working together. With their solution, you're just dealing with them, and it's good because they have more control. Now, one of the negatives is you have to wait for them to add certain things to extend it. So where you're going to run into a problem with that is with payment processors. Perfect example is you can use PayPal, you can use Stripe, but that's fine and all, but there's certain countries that don't take Stripe, and there's certain countries that don't take PayPal. I know here in the US, those are the best 2 solutions. In a lot of countries, those are the best 2 solutions out there, but they're adding more to it, and this is developed at such a rapid pace. So one of the things that I think really stands out as well about this is this beautiful dashboard for businesses that add their listing or claim their listing, so they can manage their listing, they can put their own booking solution in it, and they can also manage the different reviews that people leave for the business. So this is the most complete solution that I have come across. So let me scroll down. So this is the page where someone would actually submit their listing, so they could submit it. You can choose to let people submit a listing for free or charge them to do that. Here is their own advertising platform that's built into it, where you can actually sell advertising space on the website, which is amazing. Look at this. This is just a glimpse of the customer dashboard right there, and you can see right there someone's paying with Stripe, and you get that beautiful pop up there, and you don't have to leave the site. So here is the dashboard, and this is beautiful. This is the dashboard. If you're selling listings, this is going to be the dashboard that those businesses are going to see. Now, obviously, it's not just businesses that would have listings. You can have a listing site about anything, really, and this is the beautiful professional dashboard that people are going to experience. And I'm really impressed by that. And I know if you were to use this solution, the people that are using it and paying you money for listings, or if you're building this for a client or it's just you as a project, it's going to look very, very professional. The other 2 don't have this back-end professional dashboard for the people that are leaving these or creating these business listings and managing these business listings. So, okay, so here's the view of the listing right there. They all look the same there. Now, this is what's really neat as well. It allows the business owner to add hours. If it's a business that has hours, they can go ahead and leave those right there. And you can see it does it in a smart way, where if it's outside of the hours, it will say closed. It'll collapse them, and people can expand them to see the hours on different days. Now, this is one of the things that I like the most about it, is their booking integration. It's not a plugin that you add to the website. It's not something that you now have to have anyone that wants booking to use your system in conjunction with their system. No, it is built to work with third-party systems. So the 2 biggest ones are, I think it's called TimeKit and Reserva. That's probably right. Reserva. And so what happens is the business owner, so say hypothetically it's a salon. In a salon, you want to have people book appointments online. And so the salon owner or the hairdresser can go and set up their own account with TimeKit or Reserva. And then there's a little embed code, and they can just drop it right into their listing. And now they have a solution to accept or to book appointments through this directory site. I think it's awesome, because I rather leave all of that with the business owner and not have to be the one that is managing it for them. Or if they want to have booking, they have to learn a whole new system and manage 2 systems at the same time. So this is, I think, the smarter way to go to offer booking or scheduling or appointments on a directory website, where the business owner has full control. Okay, and here are just some comparisons of what this has that some of the other ones do not. Now let's take a look at it over here. So here is the site, and you've got right here where you can, search for whatever, and it will, you can pop your city in, and you can have these different categories, much like Listable looked like, where it, let me go back to Listable right here, where it had the categories. So you can see it took some inspiration guaranteed from some of these. Anyways, and this actually reminds me of how Listafie works. So here's like Listafie, but it has it in a more stylish grid like that. I like this. It has this section here for getting started. So if a business owner comes here, they can see how they can go ahead and add their own listing. And here are some listings right here. Let's just go ahead and click in one of them so you can see what the listing actually looks like. So right here, we're going to see our images like this, and it can be in a carousel, so the business owner can put up a variety of images and they can scroll across. And right here is that intelligent hours thing. So right here it's saying it's closed because it's actually after this time, but you can click on that and it will expand the hours and the week. One of the things I really like as well is this kind of a attention getting area where a business owner can go ahead and drop in a video. And when you click on this, it's going to pull up a light box with that video. Here's some tags. Here is the address, and let's see, I don't think this one has the reservation system built into it, but I already visually like the way this one looks better. I mean, a lot of them look similar, but I think this one takes the best of all of them and puts it together. And I like the review system better right here, where people can leave their images and their review, and you also have this voting system that is built into it, so other people can vote on people's reviews. Okay, so here's some additional details. So let me see, I think I want to find one where I can actually test the booking. So let me go back to the home page on here, and I think maybe there is a salon or something like that. Let's see, beauty and spa. So when I click on this, it should show me a map on the right, and on the left show me the businesses. So here are our businesses right here, and let me go ahead and just go with the first one, and I'll cross my fingers that this is going to allow me to see what the booking. There it is. There's this huge book now button right here, which I like a lot. So let's see what happens when I click on it. The light box pops up, and right here I can choose a service. I want a beard trim. I don't have a beard, and this is using that third-party booking solution that the customer or the business owner can manage themselves outside of this solution. I really like that a lot. So this is... I'm sure you already got the idea. This is going to be the one that I think is the best of the bunch, and it just keeps getting better and better. I've been keeping an eye on it the last 2 months that it's been out, and I keep seeing all the new features that they are adding. I am going to be buying this myself. It's $60. I think that's a good time to go ahead and buy it, and I want to set up a directory site of my own. I was thinking maybe having a directory site of website developers and allow people to create a listing and maybe use the booking feature to book initial consultations. And these images here could be different screenshots of the websites that they're building. That's one thought I had. But what would be also interesting is people can then leave reviews for these web developers. But there's so many different applications for niche directory sites. I wouldn't recommend you saying, I'm going to go and compete with Yelp, because that's going to be a tough nut to crack to compete with Yelp or some of these broader directory sites. But there's so much opportunity in more niche directory sites I thought of maybe a local chamber of commerce, setting this up for a local chamber of commerce where the business owners can go ahead and put their business in there. How about larger churches? And there's churches that have 10,000 people in it, so they can list the business owners within the church so people can have their own micro economy there. Or how about for specific hairdressers, and you're only targeting them and you're giving them an opportunity to not have to go and make this jump to have a website. They can have this and put their booking into it. There's all sorts of little niche ideas that you can use for it, a directory site for that would get traction. You can have maybe a niche city directory where you can have everything in your city just kind of put in there. If you're a web developer, maybe you'll have a directory website, and this is how you get leads. You encourage businesses in your local area to put their information, or better yet, you put their information in and then send them a cold email saying, hey, your listing is here if you wanted to claim it. And that's how you can start a relationship with business owners. There's a lot of interesting ways and reasons to have a directory site, but you definitely want to have some creativity to figure out how you're going to differentiate this from what is already out there. And I think the solution is to make it more niche. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy this. I'm going to set it up. It might take me 1 or 2 weeks to put together a video on exactly how to set it up, and I will go through that myself, and I'll document the whole process in a video and share it with you. Now, I have more information on all 3 of these themes over on my website. I'll put a link in the video description box, and I'll also put links to purchase any of these themes if you wanted to do that. So anyways, if you have set up a directory site and maybe used a different solution, why don't you go ahead and add that information down below in the comment section? Or maybe if you're using and have some experience with any of these 3 themes that I've talked about, go ahead and add that information down below as well. Hey, thank you for watching. I can't wait to make that setup video for you. When I do, I'll put a link to that down below as well. Thank you for watching.